Hey guys, I just wanted to shoot you a little message today that has to do with what many people will consider downtimes or off times in their Beachbody business. I am going to speak a lot from personal experience, so I don't want you to think that I think that I'm super amazing. I just want to talk a little bit about what I've been through in the past 5.5, almost 6 years in Beachbody and in life, and kind of how I weathered the various seasons, so to speak. So obviously in 6 years, I've had 6 back to school seasons, 6 Christmas seasons or holiday seasons, 6 summer vacation seasons, 6 spring break seasons. So when people use time of year as an excuse, and I want you to really consider that it is an excuse, and if you're feeling that that's harsh, I need you to rethink it, because every business in the whole entire world has seasons, and they don't close up shop because it's a particular season. So obviously we've all faced all of those seasons as coaches, and that's really what they are, is just seasons. And while you may not have 20 Success Club points in every single season, certainly you can find 3 people in order to get 5. So, we've all weathered those seasons. So first of all, I just want you to know you're not alone, and your very first step in finding success as a coach is getting over yourself in thinking you're alone. It's a very isolating and actually selfish thought process when you think, oh, I'm alone, I'm the only one who's experiencing this, or the other part of that is, if you're surrounding yourself with negative people, well, everybody's experiencing this. Well, no, they're not, because there are plenty of people just in my team alone who are having great seasons during the holiday season, spring break season, back to school season, etc., etc. So think about not embracing those excuses and be stronger than that. I know that every single person that comes into Beachbody had a really strong why at some point in time. And a lot of times they just forget their why. And I want to urge you to let your reasons be stronger than your excuses. The next thing I want to chat about is just life in general. In the last 6 years, I've had I've moved 4 times. I had a parent get lung cancer and then pass away 5 months later. So I've been through cancer and the death of a parent. I've moved 4 times. I personally have had 3 surgeries, if you don't include a C-section, 4 if you do. I've had 3 surgeries. My husband has had a surgery. Oh, I've gotten married. I've had a baby. And a full pregnancy during the 6 years I've been a coach. I've also suffered a miscarriage. Now I'm in another pregnancy, and let's see, what else? Oh, I've built a house. I've sold a house. And then just all the normal stuff that people go through: buying cars, selling cars, having issues with friends, having sick kids. I have 3 of them, so I've had sick kids, I've had healthy kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it was never, ever, ever a question or a doubt in my mind that anything changed with my business. It's a business. And I've always looked at it that way, even when I wasn't making much money, because I wasn't in the beginning. I think in my first full year, I made, maybe right around $10,000 to $12,000 maybe in my first full year. It was low. I think it was under 15. I still, in those years, was probably working 2 to 3 hours a day and not making a lot of money and making a lot of mistakes and really learning how to figure things out. And the only thing that really kept me going was the belief that someday it would be something. So when it came to all these really difficult trials and tribulations in life, whether good or bad, pregnancy is great, but running a business while you're pregnant, here's an analogy that I'm thinking of that I want to use. So I hear this one a lot, and I get it especially now. My inbox is overflowing with pregnant ladies just messaging me and asking me how I'm doing it and telling me that, quite honestly, they feel like crap and how am I fitting in my workouts and yada, yada, yada. And here's how I want to answer that question, honestly. So imagine the CEO of Nike, okay? Just imagine the CEO of Nike. Obviously, he's probably a Nike fan. I say he, I don't know, it could be a woman, he or she. Chances are they probably wear Nike shoes at most every chance they get, right? Now imagine the CEO of Nike gets into some kind of terrible accident and both legs are broken and they're going to be in full casts in their, their legs, their ankles, their feet are going to be in full casts for the next 6 months. So they're not going to be able to wear Nike shoes for the next 6 months because their legs are broken. Do you think that they step down as the CEO of Nike? No? You don't think they do? So why would you, as the CEO of your fitness company, step down because you have something in life that trumps being a 100% of the time consistent product of the product? Do you think that CEO just all of a sudden stops loving Nike and wonders if they're doing the right thing because they can't wear Nike tennis shoes? No. Yes, of course we want you to be a product of the product as Beachbody coaches. But use common sense, you guys. Instead of letting pregnancy be an excuse and as to why you can quit working your business or all of a sudden it's hard, let it be what powers you and be okay knowing that everybody else on the planet is not going to judge you, okay? I still post my workouts when I do them, but during that first trimester, there's a whole lot of workouts I skipped, and I'm totally fine with that. And that doesn't mean that I'm not a product of the product anymore, and it also doesn't mean that I'm not capable of being a good coach anymore. Just because I'm pregnant or the CEO of Nike has broken legs, it doesn't mean that we don't believe in our products anymore and that we're hypocrites because at this exact moment in time we're not using the product. That doesn't mean that we can't still believe in it and the power of it for other people. I still, in my first trimester, when I feel like crap and I'm not working out as consistently and I wasn't drinking Shakeology every day because I couldn't stomach it some days. I just couldn't this pregnancy. With Ainsley, I could. This pregnancy, no way. I can't do it every day. Some days I can and I'm fine, and other days, no way. And I take a prenatal vitamin instead. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop selling Shakeology or stop recommending it to other people. No, I know that it works. I know that it's good for everybody. And I'll talk to pregnant women about it too. It's good for you. If you can take it, take it. If you can stomach it, go for it. And your doctor's okay with it, awesome. Go with it. But also, why would you judge yourself for being at a point in time when essentially your legs are broken? Why would you do that? I don't mean to come across as condescending. I just don't get it. You're the boss of your company. Just because you're at a certain stage in life doesn't mean you stop working your business. I don't get it. Also, through all of those changes, I think I've made my point with that, have I not? So don't ever fear not being a perfect product of the product. Just know that you have to do your best, and that's all you can do. So I'll lay that subject to rest. I could really get even more on a soapbox about that one. Moving on, something else that because I never quit, even during the really crappy, hard times, November 2013, my dad passed away after 5 months of, living and dying of lung cancer. It was ugly. It was a terrible time. I don't live in the same city as my family, so there was a lot of last-minute flights back and forth. There was a lot of travel. I had a 1-year-old baby that was going with me some of the times. Other times I was having to leave that 1-year-old baby behind for long, extended periods so I could help take care of my dad. It was a tough time, and even through that tough time, I ran my business, and I'll be honest, if you're doing a power hour, you should probably be hitting Success Club 10 or more every single month, because I know that in the months where I slack and I'm not doing my power hour, such as the months when, my dad passed away, maybe around maybe the months surrounding when Ainsley was born, months surrounding moving my family multiple times, etc. I still hit Success Club 5 because I know 3 people who need to eat better and to exercise. Again, I'm not saying I'm awesome. I've also had months where I've missed Success Club, but that also doesn't mean that I quit. Every single freaking year I've missed Success Club 1 month for, who knows what reason. There's literally 1 month. 1 month this year, 1 month the year before, and 1 month the year before that. Bugs the crap out of me. But I never thought about quitting. I was like, well, that's a crappy month. I don't want to do that again. How am I going to make this month better? And every year it was literally 11 out of 12 months. The first 3 years, I think I was pretty consistent. But anyways, my point is if you're a business owner, you're in it. If you're in it, how could you ever think of being out of it? So seasons of the year, seasons of life, to me, I'm a business and my doors are always open. They're always open for business. My audience knows that, my team knows that, and because I've never made excuses, and again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've had better months, I've had worse months, I've had great years, I've had rough years where, it's been treading water. My business has been all over, but the point is I never thought about quitting, and I never went backwards. My income, my team, my goals, everything has grown every year, and that's always my goal, is just to do a little bit more than the year before. And the only difference between you and I is that I never quit. I never accepted excuses. I never accepted that this is a bad month, because I would look around and I'd be like, but it's not a bad month for so-and-so. It's not a bad month for this person over here. And if they're doing it, then by God, I better work harder to find somebody who's ready. And that mindset has served me well. And I want you to go back to the beginning of this video and realize that's all I've been talking about for this whole call or video is mindset. It's a mindset of no excuses. It's a mindset of getting the job done until it's done, not quitting until it's done. And really just having a mindset of, I know that it's not easy sometimes. I've got the first trimester behind me now, but it hasn't been easy the last 3 months. I had to go to Summit at 6 weeks pregnant. For anybody who's ever been pregnant, week 6 is a rough week. That's, for me, has historically been my sickest week, my most tired week, my crappiest week. I had a team of people expecting me to be there, so where was I? I was at Summit. I still honored my pregnancy, and I didn't attend a lot of the training events, because if I had to be present for my team, which is why I was there, I've been to Summit 6 years, I've got it, and I knew I'd have access to the training after. I rested during the trainings, and then I was present for my team at all the events that they expected me to be present at. And so, was it my best Summit ever? No. But was I there? Yes. And that's really the important part, because I was there. My team didn't suffer a downhill slide at the end of August. We came out of that with a lot of momentum, and it mattered that their leader was there. So all of that said, really get out of that mindset of, oh, it's only me that's struggling. Oh, it's only me that it's hard for. Oh, everybody else does great and it's just me that sucks. That's a very selfish mindset. And you're not alone. You're not the only person who's ever struggled to hit Success Club. You're not the only person who's ever been pregnant. You're not the only person that doesn't want to do this sometimes, because it is tiring to hear no. It is tiring to have people who you thought you were your friends talk behind your back. It's not always easy, but it is always, always worth it. I was able to leave my house today. I had no intentions of spending any money today, just FYI. I just wasn't something that was on my radar. As it turns out, we went to parent orientation for my daughter's preschool, and we owed a big chunk of change. I didn't know that we were going to owe that today. But I had to pay over $700 for her first month's tuition and some other stuff, whatever. And I was like, okay, here you go. Paid for in cash. After that, I had to drop off something at an art framing store. It was my gold album billboard, elite billboard from Summit. We were going to get it framed. And I looked at my husband and I said, I'm pretty sure we don't pay for this until it's done and we pick up. And as we were getting ready to finish up, she's like, okay, it's going to be $500 and something, whatever. And I was like, oh, do we pay now or do we pay when we pick up? She's like, oh, no, you pay now. I was like, okay, here you go. And I was able to pay her. And then after that, my husband had to return a shirt to Lululemon and wasn't really expecting to spend any money there, but he found a couple of things he liked, so we exchanged the shirt, but then we still ended up owing maybe $130 or something, again, paid cash. 6 years ago, that would have been half of my income for 6 months probably. I don't even know. I was really, really broke. In the months of my first few months of Beachbody, I was living off of about $630 a month for myself and my 2 boys. And yet I still found value in Shakeology, and I still found value in the coaching opportunity. So on my measly little $630 a month, I found a way to sign up as a coach with Shakeology. So just know that if you want it bad enough, it's there and you'll find a way. So mindset, that's all I'm trying to tell you. That whole story, again, was not to brag about money or anything like that, but the mindset that in pushing through all those really, really, really crappy times, it's allowed me the ability to have a day like today where unexpected expenses come up and I'm able to cover them without ever even thinking twice about it. For so long, for so many years, that was a struggle in my life. Many years prior to Beachbody, I guess from college through up until I became a coach, and then successful coach, that was, money was a struggle. I had to plan ahead. I had to think everything through. And I'm not saying we don't live on a budget, because we do, but there's a budget for extras and excess and things like that. And having that kind of freedom, has it been worth it to hit Success Club during the crappy months when it's hard? Hell yeah, it has, because I get to have days like today when I have expenses come up and there's absolutely no stress involved. So that's it. That video was a lot longer than I intended, but I had a lot to say about that topic. I'm pretty passionate about it. So I hope you found it helpful. Feel free to inbox me and ask me more questions. I could go into a lot more detail about pretty much any one of those topics that I mentioned today. So I hope that this lights a fire under your booty and reminds you that you're in the right place, that you have everything you need to be successful. It is literally just a matter of choosing to do it. So here's to your success and all the wonderful things to come.